It's the NFL on EA Sports. And we've got the Seahawks, leader at quarterback. Solid performance a week ago, throwing for 3 touchdowns. It's the Seahawks and the Niners under the lights on Thursday night.
We are just south of Pioneer Square here in the great northwest city of Seattle at newly named Lumen Field, home of the 12s. Tonight, it's the final morsel in our Thanksgiving feast, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis here in Seattle. What a great Thanksgiving of football it's been so far. CD also let me have the last piece of apple pie. That was very nice. It's a rarity. All of this is a rarity. All 3 of our games, divisional games on this Thanksgiving CD, and it wraps up here with the Niners and the Seahawks.
And I did not let you have the last piece of apple pie. If I'd known it was there, I would have eaten it myself. So, hey, that's how it works between the 2 of us. I'm just excited about this game because when these 2 get together,
what a nightcap this could prove to be. The Niners and the Seahawks underway here in the Thanksgiving finale. Ray McCloud to return. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his 2nd year in the NFL now.
and you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion right here. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's brought down, but not before a really nice stiff arm to create a little space. Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want break tendencies. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Now a handoff looking right. Well, he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Back to throw. Brooks able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10, down at the 33. From the gun, he'll hand this off, and he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards, 2nd down. Looking to throw. Brooks connects with Kittle underneath. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll make it 3rd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often. Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot.
Touchdown 49ers! A great effort there. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Moody good with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. This taken in right around the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Here come the Seahawks and their offense now under veteran head coach Pete Carroll. And leading them out is their fifth-year quarterback.
When I was watching film this week, I had to write a note to myself. 3 touchdown passes in an NFL game deserves respect, not ho-hum just because they throw it around all the time, and he got his respect. NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Yeah, it's the ultimate vote of confidence from a week ago. And look, he was great, not his best game ever, but obviously was very good to garner that award. All the talk this week, though, was about, let's take that forward now. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Ramsey. That's a good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. It's a gain of 15. First down, Seahawks. Absolutely no trouble moving the ball on the ground on the first 2 plays from scrimmage.
Absolutely. You know what I really like? Same guy carrying the ball in both plays, and what drives me crazy is when a back has a nice run, he taps his helmet to go out of the game. I would want the ball again and again and again because you've established really nice momentum, and now you're seeing the field really well.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Johnson. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
I wonder, Brandon, I just wonder, you think maybe he was worried about where he was on the field? Was he far enough? Was he close enough to the first down sticks?
Absolutely. He was right there by him, and I think he was thinking first down before he caught that football.
Yeah, got to catch it first, because if you don't catch it, there's no chance of picking up a first down. I don't care who you are. 60 yards is a very ambitious attempt. Hard to make even in practice in the best of conditions. And now, worst of all, you give the other guys the ball to start their drive at midfield.
Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their second drive. They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much. Don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best, and don't worry about the rest of it.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Brooks gets this one to Juszczyk. And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. Now, this looks like a roughing call. Ouch, you thought you had the defensive stand. Roughing the passer wipes it out.
What does every defense talk about? 3 and out, right? Thought they were able to get off the field. Not so.
A little bit of space there for the first down run as that's going to get him about 5 yards. Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd down and 5. Off the play fake. Brooks. And that one into the hands of Ayuk downfield. And they move this all the way down to the 9.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time, Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets him closer to the goal line with second down coming up. Off play action. Brooks. Rolling to his right. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Niners have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. He hit him earlier in this first quarter with his arm. Now he does it with his legs.
Right now, he's one of those stat stuffers that you see on the basketball court. You know, the guy with points, rebounds, assists, steals. One with the arm, one with the legs. Let's see if he can continue this pace.
And sending out the reminder that, yeah, look, I'm known for having an arm, but I can do it with the legs on occasion when I need to. Moody good with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you've got that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
They said there was a lot of discussion in their defensive team meeting room after last week's performance. They had 7 sacks. Something in the water. There's one in the first quarter.
A lot of discussion, a lot of excitement because now everyone wants to get involved with this. Who's going to continue that process? Who's going to get to the quarterback this week? But they have to be careful. When you have that much pressure, they want to use it against you. Draws, screens, those types of plays.
See if they do that.
Brings up third down.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here, as they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. Operating from the gun, Johnson. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. So here are the Niners to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Brooks. That one complete to his receiver, Jennings. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 47-yard line.
Looking to throw. Brooks looking middle, and it's incomplete. Well, prior to that, he had hit his first 6 passes to start the game, so on a nice little run to begin.
It feels like this offense has carried its dress rehearsal into the game. You know, because you do practice it, you do go through it, and in this case, it is clicking exactly like they drew it up.
Defensive.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Following the penalty, they'll go back to the run game. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. But we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Brooks. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. To throw on 3rd down. Brooks. And this is going to be incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
And that is no good. And this will remain a 2-touchdown game. 2 sides to every coin. This is the bad side of missing the 58-yarder. Now they start at the 48. Now a play fake here on 1st down. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. Here's 3rd and 9. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That is caught. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. A good pickup there, 21 yards. And that last throw, CD, going to move him even further up that all-time passing leaderboard as he just moved beyond Broadway Joe Namath at 27,663 yards.
And that's impressive because Joe Namath, my goodness, he could throw a football. I mean, it was just gorgeous the way he threw it. Rallied his Jets to a Super Bowl win, one of the greatest upsets in NFL history. Broadway Joe, the man.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 25-yard line.
They'll try the left side. Ramsey. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
Gain of 2 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Off the play fake. Johnson. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawks. Touchdown. John Mechie. 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Seahawks have got it back to within a score. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle 3rd of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that'll make our score 14-7. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Returning from his end zone is Ray McCloud. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
They get Pro Bowl tackle Trent Williams for the infraction there. They were looking good on 2nd down, but now they're backed up 5 yards by the false start, and it's 2nd and 8. Off play action. Brooks. That ball caught. Brandon Ayuk. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a first down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Now Brooks on first down. And that's going to be incomplete.
Coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Here's Brooks on third down. And that is incomplete.
Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defensive backs on the field, give them nowhere to throw the football, force the incompletion, and get off the field on third down.
Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Ramsey. Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. I think you'd have to say this crowd here in Seattle, this 12th man had something to do with that.
As well as the architect of this stadium, combined with this crowd noise, makes it very difficult to run offense. And here, 2 points result for the defense.
It is deafening in here. Fielded at the 20. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still, they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. Brooks throwing to start the drive. Connects with Kittle underneath. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Again to the big tight end, George Kittle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And the 49er first down.
They go play action here on 1st down. Flush to his right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
At their 48-yard line.
And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 2 yards, good enough for a first. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Now Brooks to throw. Throwing on 1st down. He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Seahawks 42-yard line.
Looking to throw. Brooks. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Anytime the ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. Doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
And this one is right down the middle. So when you factor in the safety, that's now a 5-point swing.
And look, I'm not going to turn away a 5-point swing because 5 points, that's valuable. Don't get me wrong on this. But if they could have taken that safety and added 7 to it, now you're talking about a really big swing.
Taken at the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And Walker has it. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First down now, but that clock rolling. Back to throw. Wells. And incomplete, he dropped it. Maybe a rookie mistake there. Second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be stopped right at midfield.
Holding offense.
Third and 10 wasn't going to be easy. Now after the holding penalty, they have to deal with a 3rd and 20. They'll try the left side. Ramsey, room here to run. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That'll be a gain of 15 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on 1st and 2nd down and needing long yardage to try and pick up a first down. And they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on 4th down. But guess what? It all started with what happened on 1st and 2nd down. Really put them behind the 8 ball.
They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the 2nd quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up the blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the first down. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. And taken right at the 35. Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. Throwing to start the drive. Wells. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
So we've reached halftime here on a Thanksgiving night. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon. Once again, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. As we'll run you through what's going on both today and later on this weekend. One of the best of the early games, we'll highlight it there. The Giants in for a stern test at home at MetLife Stadium, as they'll have to contend with the New England Patriots. More good stuff later in the afternoon, one being down in the desert, where it'll be the Cardinals at home in Glendale, taking on the LA Rams. And finally, Sunday Night Football. They've got a good one lined up between the Baltimore Ravens and the LA Chargers. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward.
From the end zone, here comes Eskridge. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the third. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter three.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now, they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. It's Ramsey, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
They're just going to run a drive route here with their tight end. Let him get upfield about 10 yards and then move toward the middle of the field. This ball's right on target, and it results in a 1st down.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Johnson. Repeated the last play, finding Walker. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the Niners' 46-yard line.
They'll look to throw again. Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 6 yards to go.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 24-yard line.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
Here's Johnson off the play fake. And this is caught at the end. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again. Back to throw again. Quick hitter here, it's complete. That'll bring out 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
When you decide to run a hitch route, it really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
They'll try to run this one in. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. A great play there. with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks have cut it back within a score. Just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a 1-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a 1-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change, because otherwise that could overrun your team. You got to be careful right here.
55 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Brooks now looking to throw on 2nd down. That's caught by Ayuk on the slant. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down.
1st down, 49ers.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 28. That one good for 26 and a 1st down.
2nd and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a 1st down.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Operating from the gun, Brooks. He's got Thomas yet again complete. Call it a gain of a yard, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 27-yard line.
Now it's the fullback. This is Kyle Juszczyk, and he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
And that was a good collision right there. And I know this as a former defender. If you're playing linebacker, you're going through a checklist on every play. Who you think's going to get the ball, where you think the ball's going to go. Rarely do you expect the fullback position to get it. And on that play he did. So you got to steel yourself at that point because the contact is going to be strong.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll run it now with Juszczyk. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Kyle Juszczyk, an 8-yard touchdown run. And the 49ers are able to add on to that lead. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. And he returns this to the 22. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. They did what they had to do to start this 3rd quarter. Went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that 1st touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. Back to throw. Johnson. Over the middle, it's complete. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
Looking to throw. Johnson. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th.
Michael Dixon to punt for the Seahawks.
We are headed to the 4th here on Thanksgiving night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away.
And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground, trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield.
A great play by Derek Hall to drop him behind the line of scrimmage.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Not much there, maybe a couple up to the 35. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
The Niners on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 11. Operating from the gun, Brooks. And able to haul it in is Kittle.
And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the 4th quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
Now Brooks. Off play action. And this is caught. Jennings. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there at 22.
Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game. And trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down.
Oh, and fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. 76 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
There they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8. Starting to feel a little to me like the air is coming out of the balloon, so to speak, defensively.
They're taking their will from them right now. That's what they're doing. Whatever they want to call, it's working. They're handling things up front. And it's not just the offensive line. It's everyone. You're seeing the guys on the perimeter blocking downfield and making sure that they're secure. So, yeah, you're exactly right. The air is out of the balloon, and right now they're almost lifeless.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line.
Not the 1st and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, it took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. First man through, it's the fullback Juszczyk. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down. Right back to Juszczyk again. And across the chalk, into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Kyle Juszczyk with his second touchdown of the night. And the 49ers are closing in on a third straight win as they widen the gap further here in the fourth quarter. Well, I've heard you use the term put-away drive, and that right there seemed like the definition of a put-away drive.
Yeah, it certainly just pops right up out of the book, doesn't it? Because up 2 scores already, just wanted to possess the football, keep converting and picking up first downs. And if the drive ends in 3 points, that's terrific. If it ends in a touchdown, fantastic.
Moody good with the extra point, and that will make this a 19-point game. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Johnson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Johnson's throw complete to Hollins. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. From the gun on 3rd down, Johnson. And this is too far behind his man. He missed him. It's incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Pete Carroll rolled the dice, but it didn't work out. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
There he goes left side. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. A great effort there. 27 yards. And the Niners extend their lead, and they are about to get to a 9-2 record. That run going to put him over 100 yards now for the ball game as well.
Yeah, he's really had his way so far, and that's just more of the same right here. All he needs, just a little crease, and off he goes.
Now Moody for the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Well, they got the ball in great field position. 1 play later, boom, end zone. Eskridge going to keep this one in the end zone, and they'll start at the 25-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw. Johnson on the slant. Here's Smith and Jigba. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's 2nd down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 40-yard line.
Operating from the gun. Johnson firing quickly, but it's incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers.
There he goes, right side. Big strides, look at him go. And he gets it all the way down to the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Oh, big-time credit. What a play design there. They wanted to get him loose in the open field, and they succeeded. He had all sorts of room to operate in, and they finally track him down inside the 5-yard line.
And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Seahawks are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. So they brought the extra bulk in down on the 1-yard line, and they're able to push this one across.
Yeah, I can just see your face right now because I know we're mind melding on this one. Coach Madden would love this. Power football, hat on a hat, chest to chest, driving forward, touchdown.
And the 49er hands team does its job. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Here's Brooks to throw on 3rd down. Gets this one to Juszczyk. And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the first down.
Foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture is now they've got a 1st and 10. Another carry here for the fullback, Juszczyk. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Tackled by Darrell Taylor. They work now on 2nd and 9.
At the 24-yard line.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Going for it, here's Davis Price. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves them with a 4th down now. And, well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on 4th down. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere, where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So for the Niners, they just keep on rolling as they move to 9-2 with a win here. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, we'll see how this affects their playoff standing as they fall to 7-4 now on the year. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys.
So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaud. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.